the cheers and excitement of the matches at this year's tournament, there's also deep controversy. Host country Qatar has come under fire over concerns about the treatment of LGBTQ+ people and allegations of deaths linked to the building of the World Cup stadiums. ABC's Will Reeve has more from Qatar.
Every 4 years, billions of people turn their focus and pin their dreams on the biggest sporting event on the planet. But this year, the World Cup begins under a shadow in the desert.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup is Qatar.
Skeptics and supporters alike were shocked that this tiny oil-rich nation won the right to host FIFA's signature showcase for the first time ever in the Middle East. A country smaller than Connecticut, with barely any soccer tradition and summer temperatures so punishing, the tournament's date had to be moved.
We are here to announce the unsealing of charges and the arrests of individuals as part of our long-running investigation into bribery and corruption in the world of organized soccer.
And after a years-long investigation that led to the conviction of several soccer executives, in 2020, the Department of Justice explicitly accused Qatar of bribing FIFA officials to secure hosting rights. However, Qatar and FIFA denied the allegations and barreled on.
Qatar had to build most of its World Cup infrastructure from scratch, but these buildings didn't just spring up out of the desert. Over 2 million migrants came here, mostly from Africa and South Asia, to build all of it, including most of the stadiums where the games will actually be played. But according to numerous reports from human rights organizations, the working conditions were dreadful.
Hotels, public transportation, highways had to be built in a time crunch, and quickly the world's attention switched from bribery accusations to human rights violations. ESPN's E60 documentary Qatar's World Cup offers an incisive look.
In early 2014, we went to Qatar to see what life was like there for migrant workers.
This is a hard place to be.
The conditions were appalling. From 2009 to 2014, 680 Nepali workers died in Qatar. The deaths of most migrant workers are officially attributed to cardiac arrest.
পাথর ভাঙ্গিয়া আমি খাস করি পাথর ভাঙলে একদিন খাস করলে 17 ঘন্টা ডিউটি করতে হয়
Gaziar says that in the more than 2 years that he worked in Qatar, he was able to send home only $880 to his wife and son. When he tried to switch jobs, he says the company he was working for wouldn't allow it.
An investigation by The Guardian found that over 6,500 migrant workers died in Qatar since 2012. 37 of those deaths directly linked to the construction of the stadiums, while others suffered violence.
Fans need to know how this came about, that the stadiums that they're sitting in was built by workers, and many of whom were in conditions of what we would call forced labor or other forms of modern slavery.
The Qatari government disputed that the deaths were work-related, but after these accusations were made public, the labor laws were changed, implementing labor courts, where workers can bring cases against employers for mistreatment and the withholding of wages, and the colonial-era kafala system, which gave employers significant control over migrant workers and their immigration status, was abolished.
What attention, if any, have you paid to the surrounding controversy that keeps getting talked about?
We've spoken to a lot of migrants while we've been here. We see a lot of them, and they all seem genuinely quite happy. Obviously, it doesn't take away from the fact of what has happened.
It's a mixture. It's tough. You're trying to celebrate, but at the same time, you realize there's issues at stake here that are real.
Other controversies and culture clashes persist. The anticipated 1 million fans traveling here for the World Cup will be expected to abide by a strict dress code. And fans learned just 2 days before the tournament that beer sales would be banned at all World Cup stadium sites, though VIPs in corporate suites would still have access to booze.
It was a shock, but again, we're in the culture where drinking isn't a thing. So, I mean, I think people need to embrace the culture as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed. Personally, but yeah.
This viral incident days before the tournament highlighted Qatar's struggle to assimilate the world media into its culture of a tightly controlled press.
So you're threatening us by smashing the camera?
Qatari officials apologized after the incident, while Qatar's emir has called the world's criticism an unprecedented campaign against the first Arab nation to hold the tournament.
Listen, everybody's welcome in Doha. We do not stop anybody from coming to Doha with any different backgrounds, any different belief. Qatar is a very welcoming country. We have millions of people that come and visit our country. We welcome everybody, but also we expect and we want people to respect our culture.
But not everyone feels welcome in Qatar. One of the biggest issues being that homosexuality is illegal in the Middle Eastern country. Qatar's ambassador for the World Cup addressing the issue in an interview with German TV.
Let's to say about the gay. Everybody, they will accept they come in here, but they will accept, they have to accept our rules. This haram. It's haram. Because why is haram? I am not one big Muslim, but it's haram. Why? Because it's damaging the mind.
There's concern about the country's treatment of LGBTQI residents and fans visiting the country. And players are speaking up, including the U.S. men's team, whose facility is decorated with a rainbow version of its team logo.
The slogan that we have within our team, be the change. We know that we're more than athletes at the end of the day, and we can have an impact that lasts a lifetime.
And when you look at social injustice, gun control, and things like that, we've been very vocal and outspoken against those things in our own country. So I think for us, it's bringing that here as well and bringing eyes and awareness to the situations that go on considering human rights.
And some European soccer federations had announced their intention for captains to wear an armband with a rainbow heart, but then abandoned the idea after learning the captains would be given yellow cards if they took part in the initiative.
This FIFA World Cup.
Last month, FIFA President Gianni Infantino promised an inclusive World Cup. But in an extraordinary press conference on the eve of the tournament, he ignited a new controversy.
Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arab. Today I feel gay. Today I feel a migrant worker. I think for what we Europeans have been doing in the last 3,000 years around the world, we should be apologizing for the next 3,000 years before starting to give moral lessons.
And with the World Cup just kicking off, we've yet to see what the next 4 weeks will bring.
Our thanks to Will Reeve for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.